Who is Pirojsha, the man who has become the new boss of Godrej Industries Group? Just imagine. A name that has been present in our homes for years in the form of soap, hair color, insecticide, real estate, agriculture, and chemicals. And then one day, suddenly, the news comes that the steering of this 127-year-old legacy is now officially moving into the hands of the next generation. In the business world, moments like these are not just about a chair changing hands. They decide whether a legacy will move forward, change, or perhaps even take an entirely different path. The fear begins right here, because when leadership changes in such a large family business, it is not just one phase that changes. Decision-making, speed, priorities, and the direction of many coming years can change as well. And the curiosity is this. Who exactly is this Pirojsha, on whose shoulders such a massive responsibility is now being placed? The announcement made by Godrej Industries Group on the 13th of April 2026 made it clear that this change is not sudden, but part of a planned generational succession. The company said that current chairperson Nadir Godrej will retire in August 2nd, 2026 upon turning 75 and will move into the role of chairman emeritus. As part of that same transition, Pirojsha Godrej, who has now been made chairperson designate, will take over the responsibility of chairperson of Godrej Industries Group and Godrej Industries Limited from the 14th of August 2026. In other words, this is not a temporary arrangement, but a carefully prepared handover. The big thing is that this decision does not seem limited only to one holding company, but looks like a step that will shape the long-term leadership structure of the entire group. Now the question comes, who is Pirojsha Godrej? Pirojsha is the son of 𝐼𝐴 Godrej and Parmeshwar Godrej, and Nadir Godrej is his uncle. His arrival in the group's new leadership is not being seen as just a matter of the family surname, because he has already been active in several important roles within the group. According to his official profile, he is the chairperson of Godrej Properties, Godrej Capital, and Godrej Ventures. Godrej Properties profile says that he joined the business in 2004, became executive director in 2008, and took over the responsibility of CEO in 2012. His academic background is also very strong. Graduation from Wharton, a master's in international affairs from Columbia, and then an MBA from Columbia Business School. That means there is pedigree, there is preparation, and there is operating experience too. But the real identity of any big business heir is not made by degrees but by work. According to Godrej's official release, Pirojsha led Godrej Properties through a phase in which it emerged as India's largest real estate developer company by sales and held on to that position. The same release also said that he played a major role in the foundation of Godrej Capital and Godrej Ventures as well. This means Pirojsha is not just a leader handling inherited business, but also an executive who has helped shape the group's new growth engines. That is why now, when he is being given command of the broader group, for the market this story becomes not just one of family succession, but the natural extension of an operating track record. What Pirojsha himself said about this new phase also carries a lot within it. In the official statement, he said that this moment is both a responsibility and privilege for him, and that he has inherited a remarkable legacy built over generations on which he now has to work with ambition while upholding its values. This line sounds simple, but in large family businesses, this is exactly the hardest balance. On one side legacy, on the other speed. On one side brand trust, on the other expansion. On one side values, on the other market pressure. Godrej Industries Group's footprint is spread across sectors such as consumer products, real estate, financial services, agriculture, and chemicals. In such a situation, the group chairperson does not just hold a ceremonial chairman's seat, but has to keep the philosophy and direction of multiple businesses tied together in one thread. And this is exactly where it becomes necessary to understand Nadir Godrej's role. According to both Reuters and the company release, Nadir Godrej has been associated with the group since 1977. For decades, he helped shape the group's growth, values, and global presence. After August 2nd, 2026, he will also step down from the boards of Godrej Industries, Godrej Agrovet, Godrej Consumer Products, and Godrej Properties, while continuing in the honorary role of Chairman Emeritus. This makes one thing clear. This transition has not been designed in a way that the old shadow will remain hanging over the new generation forever. Rather, the operational baton is actually being passed. In business families, many times succession is announced, but there is no real desire to gradually let go of control. In Godrej's model, at least so far, the signal is that the handover is serious. This leadership reshuffle is not only about Pirojsha, there have been other major changes too. Birjis Godrej, who is Nadir Godrej's son, will become chairperson of Godrej Agrovet from the 14th of August 2026 and will join the board of Godrej Industries as a non-executive director. The company release says that Birjis has already served as executive director at Godrej Agrovet, has been managing director of 𝐼𝐴 Life Sciences, and has also worked in the crop care business. His educational background includes Stanford and Harvard Business School. On the other side, there has also been an immediate change at 𝐼𝐴 Life Sciences. Godrej Chemicals CEO Vishal Sharma has been made its new chairperson, and current KO Arijit Mukherjee is to be appointed executive director. In other words, group succession is not the appointment of just one person, but the visible positioning of the entire next line of leadership. Now just understand the scale of this empire. Only then does it become clear how much weight is actually being placed on Pirojsha's shoulders. In its release, Godrej Industries Group described its 2025 revenues as $6 billion and its market capitalization as of the 31st of March 2026 is around $20 billion. The group says it has a global reach of 1 billion consumers and is a leading player in India across several categories, including residential real estate, animal feed, crude palm oil, oleochemicals, household insecticides, hair color, and air care. In other words, this is not just an old industrial house, but a diversified ecosystem with a consumer brand, a farmland link, a chemical backbone, a financing arm, and a real estate growth story. Holding such different businesses together in one values-led identity is in itself a major task. To understand the Godrej story, the family split of 2024 is also extremely important. In May 2nd, the family decided to amicably divide the 127-year-old conglomerate into two parts. According to Fortune India and Reuters, after this settlement, Godrej Industries Group or 𝐮𝐩𝐥𝐸 went under the control of Adi Godrej, Nadir Godrej, and their immediate families. It was within this structure that Pirojsha was seen as the future successor. On the other side, Godrej Enterprises Group, or GEG, went to 𝐮𝐸𝐿𝐴 Godrej and 𝐶𝐵TA Krishna Godrej, where businesses like aerospace, defense, energy, security, and Godrej and Boyce are included. This split was very important because it made family ownership clear and prepared the next step of succession in advance. The most interesting part of this division was that in India's family business history, where control fights often become headlines, the Godrej split looked comparatively calm and structured. Reuters had then reported that the family chose the path of working as two entities by restructuring shareholding. Fortune India's reporting had clearly written that Pirojsha would be Nadir Godrej's successor in August 2nd, 2026. This means the script of the headline we are seeing today was written at least 2 years ago. This is what makes the Godrej family different. Here there seems to be less succession drama and more planning. But that does not mean the challenge is small. Once the group has been split, legacy has to be protected, brand coherence has to be maintained, and investor confidence has to be preserved. Now to the question that gives headlines the most shine. How big is this empire? Caution is necessary here, because the Godrej family's wealth appears differently across different Forbes profiles and rich lists. Sometimes according to family branches, sometimes according to individual branches. In Forbes India's 2025 rich list, the wealth of 𝐮𝐸𝐿𝐴 and 𝐶𝐵TA Godrej was shown separately, and the wealth of Adi and Nadir Godrej separately. So a single combined number can vary according to the source. That is why it would not be fully safe to state an amount like 1.56 lakh crore as a fixed final figure. Yes, one thing is absolutely clear. The Godrej name is counted among India's oldest and most influential business families, and its wealth is on a multi-billion-dollar scale. The real test for Pirojsha now begins. On one side, he has to lead a group that is both a heritage brand and a modern growth machine. On the other side, he has to balance cyclical sectors like real estate, execution-heavy businesses like agriculture, globally pressured segments like chemicals, and highly competitive categories like consumer products. On top of that, sustainability, governance, capital allocation, family legacy, and public market expectations all run together. In its release, Godrej Industries Group also spoke about ambitions such as net zero operations by 2035 and responsible supply chains by 2047. That means the new chairperson will be tested not only on the scale of revenue and expansion, but also on values and long-term commitments. In that sense, Pirojsha's story does not look like the easy story of a chair earned through nepotism. It looks like the story of a person who will have to deliver results along with carrying the family name. That is why it would be a mistake to see Pirojsha's appointment as just a corporate update. It is the next chapter of that rare Indian business story in which a brand that began in the 19th century is now redefining itself in the new language of the 21st century. An identity that began with locks and soap has now reached homes, farms, chemicals, finance, and global sustainability conversations. And now in the middle of that legacy, a new face is saying that he has inherited a legacy, but he does not want only to preserve it. He wants to move it forward. The coming years will show whether Pirojsha Godrej turns out to be only the next bearer of the family name, or the leader of that generation which will give Godrej its most decisive modern leap. For now, one thing is certain. This chair is not just about power, but about being tested. And now, the eyes of the entire business world are fixed on it. If this video has taught you something new, or if you feel this information should reach more people, don't forget to like and share the video. Your small share can become valuable and useful information for someone else. If you have any questions related to this topic, or if you would like to share your opinion with us, be sure to write in the comment box. We read every question and suggestion from you, because your feedback inspires us to create better content. And if you want to keep receiving such interesting and reliable information about business, the economy, and the world in the future, then don't forget to subscribe to our channel GRT Business and also press the bell icon so that you get notifications of every new video directly. At GRT Business, we always strive to provide you with accurate, balanced, and reliable information. Our news and analysis are prepared based on information obtained from various news agencies, public sources, and public opinion. We make every effort to verify and validate each fact as much as possible. But in case of any possible error or dispute, the responsibility lies with the respective sources. Our only aim is to present you with a correct and trustworthy perspective so that you can understand any topic better.